Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Pink Nest Podcast. Today, I'm having Sandy, or the Sandman, as he calls himself, with me. He's a Glasgow DJ producer behind Spinning on a Spectrum, House, Techno, Trance Nights at Stereo, championing neurodivergent and disabled artists while fundraising for Attitude is Everything. I love this mission. Welcome, Sandy, to my podcast.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be on.
Thank you. Sandy, I always start at the beginning. So, what were you like as a child? Any early signs of the DJ energy or the heart for championing others? What that became spitting on a spectrum?
Well, as a child, growing up, the as a child growing up, I was like sort of I was sort of a bit out there, like doing like different things. I was a bit sort of, I guess, what people would have me known as a bit peculiar, might have been a bit peculiar. But I guess really the main part of the main part from my childhood, which stands out more than anything else, is when I was when I was 11. I was in a bad road traffic accident. I lived like sort of on a dark road between like towns and villages, so there wasn't any like lights and that. And like crossing the road, I got hit by a van and was hospitalized for 8 weeks. Um, I had to well as as a result of that, I had a like stroke in the right side of my brain, and I had to basically uh, basically train basically be taught how to walk and write again, to like pretty basic functions you'd think of as growing up. Um, and I had given the stroke was on the right side of my brain, and my right hand is my left hand. It's it's really um it's really quite a task to overcome, but thanks be to God that I made it through that and recovered, and you can't really see much difference today just from what I do and how I live.
That must have been quite a challenging experience. Tell me, when did music first become your language, and how did growing up in Glasgow shape your sound and mission?
Well, I I moved to I moved to Glasgow when I was like 18, uh, after growing up in like a rural town, a bit not well, not too far, like quite a bit north of there. Um, um, in Perth, I was music really sort of, as I was coming towards the end of my school years. I was sort of like a digging, like sort of electronic music started to really resonate with me when I just like sort of started hearing like dance tunes and that on the radio, and started going down rabbit holes on YouTube. Um, and it just really led to me like looking, like digging into like podcasts and stuff like that, and what went from like a liking of like just like EDM went to then house, which led on to techno. Yeah.
That sounds like an amazing story. I think that music does have an impact for each and every person, and of course, the impact is different, but still, I think it's a really impactful thing. Take us back to the beginning of this year. How did the idea for spinning on the spectrum spark, and what made you say yes to starting it?
Well, the first, I started it in about a year ago, January 2025. And the first thought I really had of starting starting the night came from back May 2024 when I went to I regularly go to Brighton Music Conference, and I met a charity called Attitude is Everything, and I found out about them and the great work that they do, and the it really made me leave there thinking, like, what what in full is it that they do. And I was just like, once I'd found out in that, I wanted to then put a night on. And yeah, it's just came from there. It went about finding out what, like, about venues and stuff like that, and going to host the night, and I've had a few from there.
You've mentioned attitude is everything. I've had Susanne Bull, who was a member of Attitude is Everything on a podcast as well, and it was a really inspiring conversation. So tell me why Attitude is Everything is your charity partner. What's their mission, and what it means to you personally?
Well, I mean, when explaining the night to people, I feel I've said this so much. Um, Attitude is Everything. Their main purpose is to break down barriers and make the music scene more accessible for disabled artists and concert goers alike. Be that, like, um, helping, like, concert goers with, like, their accessibility needs, like, for if they're going to a concert or a festival or whatnot, uh, as well as, like, say, helping artists if there's, say, like, said things which an artist needs to, like, be able to, like, say, like, with technology these days, if there's, say, like, said things that an artist would need help with, they would find ways to help them with that, or, like, how to, say, like, get in touch with places where artists will be playing, like, to inform them of their accessibility needs and what can be met with that. Yeah,
Mm. So
plus a lot more.
for people listening and watching, do use Google, and Google Attitude is Everything. It's a really impactful initiative. So do take a look. Walk us through a night. What makes these events feel electric while staying true to neurodivergent and disabled artists?
Well, first things first is, from the outside, like, unless if people take a further look in, I want this night to just be like every. I want this night to just be like every other night that there is out there. I don't want people to be thinking, "Oh, this is a night for charity." I want people. I want people to just be like going along as like this is a night for the music. And the thing, well, when like say people would like they like come in and that I try I'm a obviously as you get with most promoters of nights, they never think they're doing enough. uh, so the my I'll be running back and forth, seeing that like every trying to make sure that everyone is like having a good time in that, and for no best I can to do that. And my it's really just about like I put a thing out in the bottom of each of the like the tickets when I put them up, the information at the bottom saying that if someone's come along to this night and feels like like if someone's come along to this night, they like if say just like they feel if they feel unsafe, or they um like or they feel that like they want to say just get to know someone new, get to make new friends, then they can come and approach any of us who will be in the spinning on the spectrum t-shirts, or hoodies. And like I say, that's why I try and make myself known to everyone, it's especially all the people that are new to the night. Yeah.
Love this. Thank you for doing what you do. I think it's a really important thing. Thank you. Share with us biggest wins from your first year. Which moments made you think, yes, this is working?
The well, I'd say the biggest wins are, and sometimes I have to pinch myself to actually, this is true. People at nights and that keep coming up to me and saying, Sandy, this is such a unique night. There isn't a space like this any there isn't a space like this I've come across anywhere else. And it sort of like makes me think, but that's sort of strange hearing that, just because there are other inclusive nights, but I didn't really think that my night. Well, clearly, if people are coming up to me and saying this, then my night, the night that I run, stands out in a specific way that these other nights don't, and it has a lane for itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Hardest challenges so far: logistics, outreach, emotional weight, and how you've pushed through.
Um, the I'd say the hardest challenges have been, it can be like when you put you put in so much effort to promoting a night, like pushing it, like going out, handing out flyers and that and stuff, and putting your like heart and thought into what you're gonna say to people, and putting up posters, and spending so much time recording videos for Instagram and other social media, that you end up then getting round to the night, and you get like 10, 15 people turn up. That can be a really that can be really um um a hard blow. It can also There's also the fact, and this has happened a couple of times. I see my as when the night is a and this has happened once or twice, when the night has like the people that are on the night, that are basically in the group that I have. Whenever, like, say something has come from the night, that I say put the mental health of the pe- people in the group at risk. I see myself as responsible, or even partly responsible, for taking care of their mental health, and can be quite taxing if you've put on a night, and as as happens, like someone takes a dig at someone or multiple people on the night, after what seemed like it's been a good night. Can be quite a dig if something like that happens.
Yeah, people will definitely be able to relate, particularly colleagues from the events industry. It is a nice industry, but it can be also very challenging, and it's full of surprises. It's a live show. There are a lot of things can happen that you didn't even think of. So I totally agree. It comes with a lot of challenges as well.
And
Um,
sorry,
mhm.
I guess, just to answer the second part of your question, how I've got through stuff like how I've got through stuff like that is, like, I'm constantly reminded of the support that I have from not just people in Glasgow, but people like out with Glasgow, people that I know, like, throughout throughout the rest of the UK, and even far wider reaching than that.
This kind of support is very invaluable. I agree with you. Um, as you look to grow, reach, and fundraising, what feels most exciting or even scary about scaling this up?
Um, I'd say the most say exciting thing doing this, about scaling it up, is that it would grow further, and be able to, a grow my name behind this, and be able to, then go on further, and raise more money for charity, and spread the conversation further about different conditions, and that. I'd say the scariest thing would be, and this is why at the minute I like having it quite small. If, like, say, other people, uh, other people are, like, say, leading different parts of the night and whatnot, and then this would be separate. If it would be separate from me, then I sort of feel, if it comes to it, that they feel that they want to take it in a separate direction, and it ends up getting the night ends up getting criticized, then that would come back to me because I am the person who started this, and I am the person at the forefront of spinning on the spectrum.
Yeah, agree with you. Mm, Next question that I've prepared, it's still about money, but it's also about the impact. Beyond money raised, what's the real impact you've seen on artists, audiences, and yourself with it?
Well, I guess really the greatest impact I've seen with this night is sort of away from the night, sort of, because the name spin on the spectrum is catchy, and people see me in the spin on the spectrum hoodie, like walking down the street and whatnot, and it makes them. People come over. They ask me, what is this?" And obviously leads me to explain about the night, and then this leads to conversation, and like leads to people telling me that they, or someone that they know or are close to, is, well, has a condition, and I feel it's just great that people feel like, with me, like, going openly out and being honest with them means that they can be honest with me too. And I feel, I guess, also on the dance floor, I've had comments from people who have said that they've not felt in other places they can go out and just be. They've not felt in other places they can just be as guilt free as they are at this night, and just feel like they can consciously go out and dance.
Yeah. I will stick to yourself. I mean, I will have another question about yourself. We know that DJing carries its own intensity. How do you care for your own energy while holding the space for the mission?
Well, I have a, as I say, I have a group of that. It's it can be difficult, and I'm not saying, like, as a DJ, that my sleep pattern's not affected, because it is. Um, the I've got like a group, or I've got like a group of other DJs, that uh, I've got a group of other DJs that I, like, turn to for support, like some within Glasgow, and a lot of them out with Glasgow, that I can turn to for support and ideas, and like ways to be able to keep me going. And I now feel feel guilty for not having said this at the start. I've also got my loving wife, who's been such a support in all of this.
Yeah, this answer actually pictures very perfectly how how important peer support is, particularly within the events industry, and how much it means that you have people that support you around you. Coming up to our closure, would you believe it already? One final question. One truth about creating inclusive music spaces you wish every promoter or DJ understood.
Um, I, I will. I guess that I really, from like just in general, the music industry as a whole, I kind of wish that um, people like people would get seen as like all people would get seen as all the same and not ha and I get like things have improved like with these conditions and whatnot, but people would get seen as all the same, like not have these conditions like holding them back, because doesn't matter if someone's got certain uh, neurodevelopmental conditions that uh, affect how they speak or whatnot, or just how they act, how they come off in front of you. Doesn't mean that they can't um, perform exactly the same as a able-bodied artist.
Yeah. Very important. Thank you for sharing. From a personal experience, I can say that slowly, bit by bit, things are changing also within our industry. Probably not fast enough, but still, there are some changes there. And I think that people listening and people watching will be able to get firsthand experience as well, and what needs to be done and what needs to be taken care of and paid attention to in events industry. Sandy, thank you so much for being a guest on my podcast. I'm wishing you best of luck with your spinning on a spectrum. I love it. And yeah, take care. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.